What's going on, guys? Chad here with Greenlight Shooting, and welcome back to the studio. Welcome back to another product video. And it feels good to be in here, man. I've been out on the range a bunch. I've been doing a lot of shooting videos and stuff, and it's been great, but I honestly have missed being in here. I've missed the control. I've missed doing product reviews. It's what I really enjoy doing. So I'm happy to do that. I've got a bunch of product reviews coming your way over the next few weeks. I figured, you know what, we're getting close to Christmas. Everyone needs some good gift ideas. So I got a bunch of them coming your way, man. First up, today we're talking about the Olight Warrior X flashlight. Now this is, I think, the newest flashlight from Olight. These guys are always innovating. They're always coming out with more stuff. And this one is meant to redefine the tactical flashlight. And you can see right off the bat, they are claiming 2,000 lumens and a throw of 560 meters. So that's a pretty beefy call out there. Now, you can see the flashlight right here. It's a little bit bigger, at least up front, than some of the other ones we've talked about. I wanna go over some of the features real quick, just so you have an idea of what we're working with, and then we'll dive into the light itself. So, features, as I mentioned, 2,000 lumen output, 560 meter throw. It says allows you to see in heavy rain, foggy weather, whatever. The optimized design and high standard materials allow it to be used in any harsh conditions. I mean, yeah, it's an Olight. It feels like a quality flashlight. Up front is some nice tempered glass that doesn't scratch whatsoever. I like this kind of blue style in the bezel. And yeah, I mean, I've carried Olights for a very long time now, and none of them show any signs of wear. So in terms of aesthetics, it's on point. Vibrating power. Oh yeah, so there's this new a battery function, I guess. So it says it'll vibrate if the battery is low. So if it's equal to or less than 30% of battery, it'll vibrate once every 5 minutes. If it gets less than 10% battery, it'll vibrate once a minute. And then if it gets less than 5% battery, it vibrates 6 times per minute. When I first saw that it was like a battery, like it was gonna let you know about the battery, I got stoked. I thought there'd be maybe just a little digital readout or something like that. They're just going with just feel, and I guess that makes sense because as this is a tactical light, it's probably gonna be like mounted on a gun or something like that, and we'll do that in just a minute. So I guess you couldn't see a screen, but I got stoked there was a screen. Little let down by that, but overall I'm glad they did put something in there to let you know the battery, because with my other rechargeable Olights, that's one thing I do struggle with is knowing how long the battery lasts, and if I don't use it for a month, am I gonna have to recharge it or what? So I'm glad they put something in there. The tail switch, so this is the only button on this entire thing, and it's almost silent. So I'll put this right up against the mic and I'll turn it on and off. I mean, maybe you can kind of hear like a squish. It doesn't sound like a button, but they're saying that's obviously for instances when stealth is necessary. And then it charges just like pretty much all the other rechargeable Olights, with just like a snap-on magnetic thing that goes right here and then straight into a USB for charging. So you don't need to take the battery out or anything like that. It does run on one 18650 rechargeable. I assume you can probably throw a standard 18650 in there if your battery died out in the field or something like that. Impact proof up to 2 meters. So how far is a meter? I don't know, probably standing height or something like that. That's nice. Waterproof IPX8, which is down to 2 meters in the water. Length, we're at 142 millimeters, or about just under 6 inches. Bezel diameter, we're about 1.5 inches. And weight, we're just under 8 ounces, and that is including the battery. That is sort of all the tech specs of this thing. But as I mentioned, really the biggest thing about this light that sets it apart from some of their other ones is that it's just a single button function. That's it. A lot of the other ones, they'll have one button up here, one button back here, and you can kind of cycle through different modes and different brightnesses and stuff like that. And I think whereas this one, they're really touting that tactical flashlight style. It's just meant to turn on and turn off and be bright and strobe. So I'm down with that. There are 2 different modes. The first mode is their default mode. So on the back here, I'm just gonna half press down, and I have a low. I wanna say this is 600 lumens. No, this is 300 lumens. This is 300 lumens on the low. If I push this all the way in, it's gonna go straight to 2,000 lumens, super bright, and it will stay on. The half press, the 300 lumens, does not stay on. I have to actually hold it in, it's momentary, and then press it all the way in for 2,000. Now, if I want to change that mode, I'm just gonna unscrew this tail cap a little bit, and I'm gonna hold this button in, and while I hold that button in, I'm gonna tighten this tail cap back down. And this is gonna put it into tactical mode. So in tactical mode, that half press goes to a momentary super bright, and then if I press all the way in, we're going to a momentary strobe. And you do have to hold that thing in. As soon as you let off, that strobe stops. But obviously this is ideal for, you know, when it's on a gun or something like that and you're wanting to strobe the enemy or, you know, whatever. With the size and weight of this thing, you know, it's not gonna be an EDC. It does have this nice little holster if, I don't know, you wanted to carry it, you know, on your belt or something like that, you certainly could. But it's just, you know, I think it's a little bit too big to be carrying around with you from day to day, maybe if you're out camping or something. But I think its real intended use is to be mounted on a gun. So let's go ahead and do that. I have got somewhere. Where the heck did I just put everything? Did I legit just throw all that stuff away? So let's get this thing mounted onto a gun. I've got Olight's just standard gun mount, gun flashlight mount, whatever they call it here. The one nice thing I do want to point out about this is that first of all, it's toolless. You don't have to have like an Allen wrench or anything to use it. As you can see, it's kind of built on a ratchet system. So when I pull this out, or like a gear, I pull this out, that kind of frees the gears up. So then I can then turn this and that's going to close and open this mount that goes on a Picatinny. So right now it won't move. That's intended so if you drop this thing or something like that, it doesn't loosen up over time. So I really do like that. Loosen this thing all the way up, and then I'm gonna take the back tail cap off of this. Okay, here's the shell. I'm gonna slide this into the gun mount, and we'll go ahead and just tighten this down a little bit so it holds into place. Throw this back in. We'll mount this up to this rifle here. I'm not sure what the best way to do this for the camera is. Basically, it's just a Picatinny mount. So I'll throw the Picatinny on here, and then we'll just tighten it down. All right, so we've got the thing all mounted up on the gun. You can see it looks super, super clean, but this does require you to actually get your thumb up there, half press to turn that thing on, press all the way in to go strobe. So it does come with a super, super sleek pressure mount. Now the cool thing about this pressure mount is the back you can see has sort of the standard Olight, like this is what their charging magnetic clamp and stuff looks like. So all we're gonna do is clasp this onto the back. You can see it just is a magnet like their charger. And then you just take this piece, put it up here if you had a forward grip or something like that, put it on your mag well, and then it's just pressure from there. And that is super sleek. Woo! And it's a magnet. How freaking sick is that? So that is the Warrior X by Olight. Super sleek, man. I'm really excited to see this thing in Olight's lineup of flashlights. It's definitely something. What I would prefer is to build like an AR pistol in like 300 blackout or something, and then mount this all the time and have that as like the ultimate home defense gun. That thing would be so sick. But yeah, this light, it's kind of like the PL2 or something I've talked about on the handguns. It's just got a strobe. We've talked about how crucial strobe is on like home defense and critical situations, stuff like that. So I think having this thing on your gun is super, super dope. I don't know that it makes a whole lot of sense on this AR, whereas it's a 20-inch super heavy barrel and it's just it's meant for range. So it sounds like I'm probably gonna have to build myself something shorter, maybe in a pistol or something like that, and mount this bad boy up. So this thing is coming in at $130. It's a little pricey, it's a premium light. I think that it certainly lives up to that. Like if I ordered this for $130, I'd be happy with the quality, and I think that's probably the price you're gonna pay for something comparable anyways. But you guys know, I always got your hookup with Olight. So starting tomorrow, today when you see this video, I think is the 13th of December. Starting tomorrow, the 14th through the 17th, which is Sunday, they're having 35% off on this flashlight. So that brings you down to like 80 bucks, something like that. That's a killer deal for a flashlight of this caliber. So if you're looking for one, definitely check that out. They've also got a bunch of other deals on all their other lights. Well, most of their other lights. Their PL2, I want to say is like 40% off or something like that. That's the one I have on my home defense handgun. And then they've got a bunch of their other like flashlights for good sales as well. The link to that sale is down in the video description below, as well as I'll put it in a comment at the top of the comment section. So yeah, man, I mean, I'm an Olight fanboy. I've worked with Olight for a long time. I really like their lights. This is another one that I really like, so take it for what it's worth. But at the end of the day, for a tactical flashlight that has an insanely high output, that has strobe, and especially this magnetic pressure mount, super, super dope, super sleek. Love how it's all toolless. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll see you next time on Greenlight Shooting.